Hi, everybody. Bruce Peoples here with more incisive political and economic commentary. Today, I'd like to talk about how raising the minimum wage is the solution to ending this endless recession. I was really disgusted in a way uh, when Chris Christie was elected by such an overwhelming majority. When he had vetoed the minimum wage bill that was presented to him, it would have raised raised the minimum wage $1. But he couldn't even begrudge people that because, like I've said before, he is really a hard right conservative Republican who can't even begrudge his people $1 raise, the poorest among them who are working poor, $1 more than the minimum of $7.25. I mean, I'm just appalled by that. The people would vote for a guy who can't begrudge the working poor $1. And besides, it's part of the wrong-headedness of his philosophy and conservative philosophy in general. The fact is, every time the minimum wage is raised, everybody benefits. Okay, I know they say that raising the minimum wage will cause unemployment, but actually, a multi-state study done by Princeton University, shows that the opposite is true. In those states that raise the minimum wage, actually employment has gone down, and there's reasons for it. Okay. Let me give you the street smart reasons as to why the minimum wage works. First of all, when you raise the income of poor people or people working on the minimum wage, they're going to spend that money. Okay? And if you know a little bit about economics, every dollar you spend has a multiplier effect where it really is spent 6 different times. If you think about, if I give you $1 for something, you have that dollar. It hasn't disappeared. And when you spend it, someone else has that dollar. It isn't gone. Okay? And they found that slowly over time, some people save some of it. So after 6 times, it basically has run its course. So every dollar you give somebody extra an hour means $6 spent in the economy. When you give tax cuts to the rich people or you do things that benefit rich people, okay, what happens is they're just as likely to save that money as spend it. And contrary to popular belief, although saving money may be good for the individual, saving money is bad for our economy because it takes the money out of our economy and the multiplier effect is null and void. Also, there's a lot of evidence that when you raise the minimum wage, employers end up having employees who stay with them because they're getting more money and they feel more feel better about their jobs. The thing is that when you pay them a minimum wage, there's a lot of turnover. And when you have a vacancy that isn't filled, that hurts a company's productivity. So by raising the minimum wage, that cuts down the turnover and raises that company's productivity. Okay? So actually, raising the minimum wage is a panacea, a magic bullet for saving the economy. Now, I know that the Senate is going to propose a bill to raise it to $10 nationwide, which, adjusted for inflation, that's what the minimum wage was in the 60s, about $10 an hour, adjusted for inflation. Now it's like six or seven. It's pretty big disparity. And what's even better, if you're a Democrat, is that everywhere the minimum wage is on the ballot, raising it is on the ballot, it succeeds overwhelmingly. In New Jersey, they vetoed, Governor Veto, Chris Christie, by approving a raise in the minimum wage to $8.25 an hour. despite his veto of it earlier. In SeaTac, they just raised it up for another dollar or two after a big fight where the Koch brothers were spending millions of dollars trying to convince people not to do it. It was overwhelmingly successful. In fact, everywhere the minimum wage is on the ballot, it succeeds overwhelmingly. And not only that, there's evidence that it raises or helps Democrats everywhere. If you really want to wipe out the Republicans in 2014, 2016, what you need to do is have minimum wage raises in each state, or put that on the ballot in each state. And when that happens, Democrats do better. And plus, it's better for the economy. So what I'm saying is that raising the minimum wage is the answer. It's the way out of this Great Recession. Not cutting taxes, not cutting spending, but giving money to people who will use it and spend it is the fastest way for the economy to grow. You know, I know what I'm saying here is contrary to what you've been told, but a lot of stuff is contrary to what you've been told. I mean, Republicans have hammered this, raising the minimum wage causes unemployment. They've hammered it into people's heads so much that they believe it, when in fact there isn't a single shred of evidence that the raising the minimum wage has caused any economic problems at all, especially unemployment. So what they're doing is they're stone cold lying to you about it. What we need to do is understand that we've been told a lot of negative stuff about the minimum wage from the media and from Republicans. It just isn't true. And in fact, is the best thing we could do. The very best thing we could do to get this economy out of recession. Thanks.